This is the greatest trilogy of games I've ever played, the best representation of love I've ever witnessed. When I jumped into this world, I didn't expect this level of immersion, of atmosphere, of quality. Everything about these games is something we will not see again in the gaming industry. The games that I'm talking about, the franchise that I am talking about, is the Metro franchise. The trilogy was something I am glad that I experienced, and I would recommend it to anyone who wants games that has a great atmosphere, characters, and storytelling. I recently just finished the last game, Metro Exodus, and let me tell you something. When the credits were rolling, I felt sad. Like, this is it. There is no other game after this. This is it. The last one. And the moment the credits are over, I just can't go back and replay them because I won't feel the same way I did the first time. But I am also happy that I get to experience something like this in my lifetime. I know there are the books and I am almost done with the first one, but playing the games is something completely different. I dedicated an entire week to this trilogy, from the first one to the last. I was connected with the world, with the characters, with Artyom. I didn't let anything distract me from these games. And now, here I am, talking about them cause I need to let it out and hopefully meet some fans of this franchise and similar style to it in the comments so I can nerd out. So, in this video, I want to talk about the things that stood out to me when I was playing, which are the atmosphere, the characters we meet, and to this day, the best representation of a relationship that I've ever seen in the gaming history. So, get ready to step into a world where every breath counts, every choice matters, and every light in the darkness, no matter how small, is worth fighting for. Because this is the story of how a broken world kept beating, how a silent man became its voice, and how the Metro, cold, cruel, unforgiving, still found room for love. The atmosphere, oh my god, the atmosphere of the Metro franchise is its greatest weapon. It is something that I've never experienced before. Everything about it feels alive, even though it is abandoned, but still, you can feel that people used to live here. People walked here. Like from the second you enter Exhibition Station in Metro 2033, you're not just walking into a video game location, you're stepping into a community, a struggling, overcrowded, desperate community. You find children running around, playing. You see them drawing on the floor like kids do. Men, they argue about politics in bars. Women cook meals from wherever they can find. You hear coughing, footsteps, laughter, crying. Nothing looks designed. Everything looks repurposed. Every station feels like it has its own culture, its own economy, its own version of reality. The magic is that the Metro never tries to impress you. It doesn't scream, oh look how cool this is. It simply exists, and it feels like it existed before you arrived. Even the abandoned parts of the Metro tell stories. A collapsed hallway with frozen skeletons isn't decoration, it's a moment in time, a reminder that people fought, panicked, fled, or prayed right here. And the surface is a different beast completely, a once beautiful world now frozen in time. The first time you climb a ladder in Metro 2033 and emerge onto the snowy ruins of Moscow, it's almost overwhelming. Not because it's dangerous, though it is, but because it feels like you've stepped into a tombstone the size of a city. On the surface, nothing is alive, but everything is moving. The atmosphere here is oppressive. Ruined buildings lean against each other. Cars are frozen mid-escape. Corpses sit in stairwells. And the silence here is louder than gunfire. The surface doesn't want you there. The Metro doesn't want you there. Even the creatures don't want you there. But you keep moving because the world is too broken to stay still. By the time we reach Metro Exodus, the atmosphere expands beyond Moscow, but the soul stays the same. We have the frozen Volga, the sand-chalked Caspian desert, the misty taiga forests. Each region feels like a living memory, like the world trying to rebuild itself in slow motion, like every abandoned house, every shattered church, every rusted vehicle feels like someone once lived there, then vanished. As if the apocalypse didn't kill humanity, it just erased it like an unfinished sketch. And through it all, Artyom's flashlight becomes more than a gameplay tool. It becomes like a symbolism, the last human spark fighting back the darkness. The Metro's world feels lived in because the people inside it are fighting to live. It feels abandoned because the world outside has already given up, and you, the player, are caught between those two realities, wandering through history, memory, death, and the fragments of life that refuse to fade. That's the power of Metro's atmosphere. It doesn't just scare you, it doesn't just impress you, it immerses you. It grabs your oxygen mask, presses it against your face, and says, breathe, feel this world, because this is all that's left. In most games, characters exist to push the story forward. They give quests, they deliver exposition, they show up in cutscenes, they disappear then reappear when it's convenient. But in Metro, characters don't feel like NPCs. They feel like survivors, tired, scared, hopeful, desperate, and real. They don't act like they're waiting for you. They act like they're living their lives with or without Artyom's involvement. That's what makes the Metro cast unforgettable. They aren't written as characters, they are written as people. And I want to talk about two people that actually stood out to me. So of course I'm gonna have to start with Miller, the GOAT to this day. Miller is the kind of man who carries responsibility. Duty to him, it isn't something he takes lightly. It's something that defines him. And he will sacrifice everything and anything to protect the Metro, the people he loves, even if it means losing pieces of himself along the way. He isn't the comforting father figure, even though he is in his own way, but he is reliable, he is steady, he is the immovable object in a world full of chaos and change. But behind all of that facade, there's something else. Fear. And not fear of death. Miller made peace with that years ago, but fear of failure, fear of letting down the people who depend on him, fear of losing the fragile scraps of civilization he's sworn to defend. He represents the part of humanity that believes sacrifice is the only way forward, and we see this at the end of the last game, Metro Exodus. His sacrifice, his willingness to give up his soul, his life for Artyom's, for Anna's survival. And even before that, when we first decide who would depart on the mission to get the medicine for her, he says that it is his daughter, our wife, and that's enough for the rest to not argue with him. It felt real, like a father ready to do anything for his child. And then there is Han, which he is the weird one, I'm not gonna lie. But he talks in a way that feels soothing and calm. He doesn't panic nor try to impose himself. He just shows us things that others might not care about nor see. His view of the Dark Ones and the Metro is so different. It kind of feels refreshing. Khan gives the Metro its mystical feeling, even though we have the Dark Ones, but he is the pillar of it. Where others see tunnels, he sees veins, he sees history. When others see monsters, he sees consequences. When others see darkness, he sees possibility. Khan isn't just a character, he understands the Metro in a way that transcends logic. And whether he's right or wrong, he forces you, us the player, Artyom, to question everything around you, around us. He embodies the spiritual side of the apocalypse, the idea that the world didn't just break physically, but spiritually too. The Metro doesn't present its characters as heroes or villain. No, it presents them as people shaped by circumstances. But all of them feel authentic. They don't feel like NPCs. Like even the minor characters, like traders, soldiers, drunks, musicians, widows, children running around the station halls, they breathe life into the tunnels, into the communities. You don't just hear their stories, you feel them. Like you'll be like, oh yeah, that could happen in real life. You find a mother comforting her child, a man regretting the life he wasted, and musicians, they be playing songs not for money, but because it's the only piece of humanity they have left. All these details make the Metro world feel inhabited by real souls, not programmed behaviors. And by the time we reach Metro Exodus, the cast becomes a family. The crew of the Aurora isn't just a band of NPCs, they are people Artyom fights for, argues with, laughs with, and mourns with. Each member has dreams, frustrations, and fears. Like their conversations feel unscripted, especially the one conversation when we sit down and we have Sam, Idiot, Dan, like all of them, and they will start talking. It doesn't feel like, oh, it's just code, just something. It feels like, yeah, that could happen with your friends just sitting in a cafeteria and just shooting the shit. Like the relationship, it feels like natural. Like, and their death, I don't want to spoil it, but when it happened, it kind of feels personal, because I don't know how to describe it. You just need to play the game. And what makes Metro's characters truly memorable is that they're allowed to be vulnerable. Like tough men cry, strong soldiers doubt themselves, survivors break down. Like these characters don't exist to make Artyoms look cool. They exist to make the world feel alive. And in a setting built on death, that's the greatest accomplishment of all. We need more NPCs that feel like they're not NPCs, that feel alive. Okay, now let's talk about my favorite thing about this franchise. The thing that made me scream into my monitor when we reached the desert. Where is my wife? Dude, stop talking. Where is Anna? Where is she? And this is the second time I felt disconnected to a game character to the point of not caring about what's happening. The first time was in the indie game by the name of Haven. If you're a couple, you should play it. Like, it is my favorite couple game. But Anna's and Artyom relationship is something I have never seen, nor I will ever see in game ever again. Like, it felt real. It felt so real. Like, it wasn't forced nor optional. Like, it's a side quest to complete. It felt like worth fighting for. Like, Anna's love, it felt authentic, not just like some dialogue option to increase it or decrease it. I mean, their bond, like, it was built on like shared experiences in a world that refuses comfort. I mean, they eat together, they argue, they share moments of silence in the Aurora, like watching a world destroyed by fire and radiation. It's small moments, almost mundane, that gives way to their love, because it's in the quiet and survival that you see what matters most. And yet their relationship is tested at every turn. In Exodus, like, Anna becomes ill. That made me want to do everything in my power to save her, to spend more time with her. Like, every option that the game gave me to sit down with her and just let her talk and express her mind, I took it. I wanted to hear everything she has to say to me, to Artyom. And the moment that we save her from that ammo depot, you can see that her illness progressing through like subtle ways. She starts to cough normally, then it increases until it reaches its breaking point. Like, it wasn't a dramatic plot twist, it was terrifying, because it feels possible in that world. Like, Anna's presence, it transforms Artyom. Like, she keeps him from becoming the cold, hardened man that the Metro demands. I mean, through her, we learn that survival isn't enough. That life is measured not with the days you live, but the people you love and protect. And like their love is not perfect by any means. They argue and they fear for each other. It didn't feel scripted. It felt like a real relationship, and that's why like it resonated with me, because like the Metro, it doesn't like synthesizes emotions. It doesn't makes love easy or cinematic or like oh that's cool. No, it makes it human. I mean, in the franchise built on despair, Artyom and Anna's relationship reminds us that humanity survives not just because people fight, but because they care. Because like even in the tunnels, in the frozen wastelands, in the shadow of death, connection persists, love persists. It becomes like a light in the darkness, fragile, yeah, but unyielding. And that's why their story, it felt like so impactful to me. It doesn't like feel forced. It doesn't feel like a reward for completing missions. It feels like inevitable. It's gonna happen, like the natural consequences of two people surviving the impossible together. The Metro franchise could have been just another post-apocalyptic shooter. It could have been about mutants, gunfights, and survival mechanics. But Artyom and Anna, it elevates it. Their love grounds the story in reality. It gives weight to every decision, every step, every danger Artyom faces. And it reminds the player that the end of the world is not just measured in destruction, it's measured in the bonds we choose to protect, the people we refuse to lose, and the hope we carry into the darkness. Look, I can write a whole page as a conclusion. I can make it philosophical. I can make it look sophisticated, like I know my way around words. But the truth is, no matter what I write, no matter what I say, I will never be able to communicate these feelings of mine. I can never make you, the watcher or listener, understand the weight that this game has on me, both emotionally and mentally. All I can say to you is, go and play the trilogy. Go and experience it on your own term. Play it however you want, immerse yourself in it, and then just let it go. Cause this is what we do when we love something. We let it go, but we don't forget it. It lives with us until we die.